3 poems for you. First one is called Blow or the Lonesome Sax Player. Outside the cafe, sitting at a table on the sidewalk, the lonesome, wiry-haired jazz player sits with the only gold he has ever known grasped in his hands, long fingernails dirt, the rusted claws of Midas. And not only that, but the gold blown from his breath, blown through the reed in the mouthpiece, down the gold neck into the body with its million joints and orifices, gold flowing through any opening until at last nowhere to go but to push through the womb and the vagina, spilling out into the dusty street with its cigarette butts and broken glass. Born to this moment only, a signature on whirling time, and born here in the metallic amber dusk of mid-Michigan like a lonesome sax player born in the streets of a poor neighborhood in inner-city Chicago, Minneapolis, Detroit, Memphis, with the windy American dusk swirling around his bellowing infant chest. And on that wind he traveled down the block out of his hometown, across state lines, blowing for a dime all the way. The last time to this cafe I ride by on my bike as he sets out his case and begins blowing. His American soil thumb left thumbing the octave key, and the notes get higher like he did in St. Louis, New Orleans, Denver, Atlanta, blowing a blunt or just getting blown in the alleys, subway cars, bathroom stalls, windy rooftops of American night, until his mind was mad with bop ecstasy, his breath now blowing the stars around like pinballs, pinging off each other in the sky web, stretched and torn by the gusts of the sax player's golden exhalation, a prophecy and history of madness, men trampling each other, clawing for gold, running, working, dancing, fucking, furious with all the madness and sadness of youth, naked bodies cleaving in the night, gusting hot breaths of air into each other's ears, moaning golden hymns into the yellow dawn. As I ride by, dropping a few coins into his case, the lonesome jazz player with his curved woman tenor sax sits atop his wiry chair with his wiry hair like the twists of his scales, holding and breathing the only gold he has ever known, spilling it out to the crowd in the street. Heads filled with shopping lists, academia, footballs, red plastic cups, career plans, parking citations, sieving off the prophecy and history across the street, blowing past the lonesome jazz player, but he's blowing to a world that has forgotten holy madness and blowing. Second one's Highway's poem. The road splits and merges as we come out from the underpass. You in the passenger seat, soles of soil held by the roots of conifers, tall grasses voicing the breeze, the northbound cracked pavements of Motor City. Summer legs swelling in the summer air, glinting off the highway as we shudder past the creaseless farmlands of middle Michigan, out of rows of corn and soy, the flat post-harvest fields of winter wheat, up the summerscape of a progressively greening, growing, alivening scene of evergreen and birch, bursting upon a hilly, voluptuous Americana that's jutting up and crumpled by your bending limbs and dancing heels, taking the shape of your hips and thighs, elbows and gravel-moved calves, the dry grass, amber hairs of your breasts just visible in sunlight. Except for the slightest of drawls, Carolina, and the transplanted way you say coffee, you have every outward sign of a home, a history, an existence. I am a series of broken geographies, a mishmash of accents, a trunkload of spare tires. Sleep places me in a collage of rooms from different houses. My dead pets have all traded names. I walk outside to find all of my home streets intersecting at odd angles, while neighbors and school children from different states play in next-door yards, taunting me with their gravity. As a child, I let my temples vibrate against minivan windows. My eyes rove over landscapes as incidental as a bird's thump against a windshield, the unrecognizable strewn across the road in the dark. Used to trick them into seeing the land rush by me, rip out from under the treads and run away with the highway, feet riding the floorboards below the undercarriage holding the gap. Your iris still reflects the blue-gray bay, the winter trees branch out of your scalp, the autumn leaves swing from your ears, reflecting the low-slung northern sun and gold-flaked glint. You dance the ground here like you own it step by step, just as the odd hues of the winter sky at night slowly plane the outlines of your curving skin. And it's the place of access roads, on-ramps and off-ramps, to join yellow and white lines, make the highway twist out and spiral, split seams and merge, reconsider and reinvent itself. And as 27 turns to 75 and asphalt erodes in on itself, I can't help but notice that you notice the way my hand moves from the wheel to your leg, and we kick up the back roads of northern Michigan, blooming out of the ruckus of folk radio and shooting up out of round black loams of earth. By the way your dirty feet ride the dashboard, elevated. This last one's called Why I Wear a Leather Jacket. 4 fluttering impressions on the side of the road stoop over some semblance of a squirrel or raccoon, maybe another bird, pick and snag at the intestines, tear away the muscles and strings, peck in sharp angular stabs of the neck, claws scratching on the asphalt, blood in the snowy gutter, do a little jitterbug, craning upward and jerking it down beneath the slick of their feathers. In high school, we spent our afternoons hunched over guitars, smoking cigarettes, bathing in distortion and sustain, shredding, picking, bending the glistening strings into the sounds of something dying. That's feedback, perching atop the amps and winding the steel loops tight until they broke again. Dripping of mayonnaise, the crows spread their inky wings and part, and I remember leaving that town, looking in the rearview mirror and recollecting how it seemed like such a ceremony, the squalid death of those other strummers and their art, how we scavenged the torn carcasses with such voracity, such celebration and debasement, such lust for their ghastly substance, scampering and flitting, plunging our barbs into that liquidity of sound, the pure oiled murder of